Hey everybody, this is the Bad Girls Club Atlanta Review, episode 12. Now, it starts off where it left off last episode. Pretty much Rocky's getting jumped by fucking Valentina, Nancy, and Alicia. It gets broken up, of course, and the girls are screaming back and forth. I don't know, it doesn't all make sense just yet. But then they go upstairs, and Nancy's flipping out about, like, how she had that bitch or whatever, and Alicia puts her hand up. She's like, I admit, I jumped in. She's like, that's fine, but next time, it's all fucking me. Which, I totally fucking agree with her. I really do. And then, what happens is that they send Valentina and Nancy home, though I believe they should have sent Alicia home too as well. I mean, not home, to a hotel. My bad. But, with all that in mind, like, Rocky's just like all scratched the fuck up. Shannon's talking to her about how it wasn't just Nancy, it was Alicia and Valentina. If it wasn't for them two, Nancy wouldn't have flipped the fuck out and wouldn't have even asked questions. But that's all because of them two. And just poor fucking Rocky, she's got scratches all over her. I feel so bad for this girl. She's getting beat the fuck up for nothing. But then the next morning, Rocky's still pretty much heated, and so is Shannon. And Valentina and Nancy are still gone, so pretty much Rocky's just like, I gotta fucking do something. And it's mainly towards Alicia because she jumped the fuck in. And they're just waiting for Alicia to wake her fucking ass up. She's still sleeping in and they're waiting, nothing's happening. So what does Rocky do? She grabs a bottle of shampoo or some shit and just tosses it in her room, and it hits the dresser and it just wakes her up. So she gets up, she goes downstairs, and she's talking to Paula and Shannon. She's like saying, oh, a bottle of soap was thrown at me while I was sleeping. And she's like, if you're going to do something, come at me right now. And Rocky hears her, she comes out, and she's like, you're going to jump me, bitch? And she just fucking grabs her by her hair, pulls her ass down, starts swinging. Shannon's just like, kind of like just grabbing her shirt or just trying to make sure she doesn't get up. She kicks her on the ground, and Rocky's just beating the shit out of her. I mean, she's not really beating the shit out of her, but she's hitting her pretty good. And I'm loving every fucking second of it. I'm serious. This was like the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. And I'm just so glad the producers didn't send her home for just attacking her. You know what I mean? It was just, it was so fulfilling. I'm serious. I fucking loved it. And I hope it happens. They get broken up. And Shamrock, they decide they're going to go to a hotel and get away from the shit. As soon as they're gone, Alicia's still talking to Paula and Steph about how, like, mark my words, I'm going to beat this bitch's ass. What the fuck ever, bitch. Do it on your own. When you do it on your own, then I'll give you some fucking props. But until now, you're just a fucking punk. I don't give a shit, and I hope you get your ass whooped again. But then Valentina comes home, and Alicia's just going to her crying and shit. Fucking ugly crier. And she just, she tells her, like, what's been going on, that she got jumped by Rocky, and Valentina's like, oh, they did that shit. You know why? Because I wasn't here. If it was just you, if it was the other way around, seriously, I think you still would have gotten your ass whooped. And I kind of do wish it was the other way around, but I hate Alicia so much that it was still fulfilling. Later on, Paula and Steph, they're tired of all the shit that's going on in the house. They want to get the fuck out, and so does Valentina and Alicia. They go their separate ways for the night, and Valentina and Alicia, they go out for sushi and sake bombs, though that would make me feel better too. And then the other girls meet up with them, and they're enjoying their time, and here I am thinking, and they eventually mention, where the fuck is Nancy? What's going on? And they're wondering if she was going to go home or something. But I don't know. Eventually she does come home. But Alicia's still pretty much heated about everything, and she's just thinking, like, you know, I don't give a fuck if I go home. I just want to take this bitch out. And supposedly, from what I saw on the sneak peek for next episode, well, not the sneak peek, just a little trailer for next episode, that supposedly she's going to go out with a bang. But you know what? I highly doubt she's going to do it on her own. So, you know, I'm not even going to hold my fucking breath on it. Though it will be an interesting fight just to see if she gets her ass whooped, which I hope she does. The next day, Nancy finally comes home. She's just, I guess she took an extra day just, you know, like to rethink everything, you know, to actually calm down, which was very smart of her. But then Shamrock's behind her, pretty much. And, well, not behind her, literally. But they come home next, and they're just like, kind of like, what the fuck ever, you know. But Shamrock, they go upstairs, and Shannon's pretty much telling Rocky that Valentina's jealous of her, which, funny enough, I kind of agree with that, because why else would she hate this bitch? Honestly, like, yeah, somewhat she's, like, annoying, loud, but you know what? At least she's fun. But there's no reason that they need to hate Rocky this much, other than the fact that they say she's annoying. What the fuck ever? Do something else with your time, then. go somewhere else, walk away. I mean, annoying is not a legit reason to beat somebody up. But you know what? It's enough for them. But anyways, Shamrock and they're just pretty much talking, and oh my god, did you see that fucking bruise on Rocky's arm? That hideous looking thing? Oh, poor girl. Get some fucking Tiger Balm in that shit, girl. Seriously. It might make it feel a little bit better. Later on, Rocky pulls Paula aside, and she was just trying to figure out, you know, like, the whole beef with the house, you know, and she wants to know if, like, Paula doesn't like her or anything like that. And Paula's just, like, I guess, I don't know what you call it, but she's just, like, not with anybody's side, pretty much. She's just in the middle with Steph, what they usually do, and they're just observers, pretty much. And she's saying, no, I don't know what's going on, honestly. I don't have a problem with you. Don't have a problem with them. It's just not really going anywhere. But Rocky's kind of like pouring her heart out to her. She's telling her like how she's tired of everybody flipping out on her and all that shit. And Paula feels a little bad, you know, so I don't know. The conversation doesn't really go anywhere, but it just lets you know that like the beef between everybody else is not affecting Paula. Then off to the side somewhere else, Steph is kind of macking on Nancy a little bit, and they're in the shower messing around. They get in the bed, they start doing the naughty and shit, and I'm just like, oh my god, Steph, you're such a pretty girl. You can do way better than that, seriously. But I think it's because she was just bored and she just wanted to get laid by a girl. But yeah, that kind of does backfire on a little bit because then Nancy kind of starts taking it a little too seriously. The next day, it's Shannon's birthday, and all she wants to do is just hang out with Rocky and just try to enjoy her day, you know, because she doesn't want to get the other girls involved because they just don't give a fuck about her, which, you know, we don't need to get into that. Upstairs in the dressing room, though, Nancy and Steph, they're kind of like Nancy's grabbing on Steph, and she's pulling her in, kissing her, doing all this shit, and then Steph just kind of like giggles, runs away, you know. Back to Team Shamrock. They go out, they go have dinner, you know, and they're just trying to enjoy their time, and Rocky feels bad because she wants Shannon to enjoy her birthday, you know, even though not everybody's excited about it, she's her friend, she wants her to be happy. But they kind of go in the opposite direction later on. They start kind of like messing around with this older looking dude who's hella fucking ugly. I'm sorry, but the only reason they were going after him is because he had money in his pocket, and yeah, she got the $100 bill, but it was not worth it in my opinion. They might as well be hookers, but I still prefer them over the other bitches. But speaking of those other bitches, they're at the club, and the main attention's pointed towards Steph and Nancy. Stephanie's talking to some girl, I think she's a stripper or something, but then the girl walks away, and Nancy's like, yeah, get the fuck away, bitch, or whatever, and Steph's just like, calm down, stop it, you know, stop it, and she's being all aggressive and obsessive towards Stephanie, and it's way too fucking much, but you know what? That's what you get without, like, letting the girl know, hey, I just want to have fun, not get serious, you know? And it's going way too many different directions. I feel bad for Steph, but oh well. They eventually get home, and Steph's talking to Valentina about what she should do, you know, how she doesn't want it to be awkward, and she's just like, you just need to figure it out. But then they go downstairs, and Shamrock, they get home, and they're all like, you know, screaming, oh, it's your birthday, you know, and stuff like that. Then outside, who is it? Steph, Paula, and Valentina. They're like, oh, it's your birthday, you know, happy birthday. And Valentina's like, oh, happy birthday, seriously, dude, happy birthday. And Shannon's just like, what the fuck ever, shut up, you know. Well, she doesn't say that, but she's thinking it. And then Nancy comes out, and she's like, oh, I didn't know it was your birthday, happy birthday. And then she sees Rocky, and she's like, you know what, Rocky, I want to talk to you for a second. And she brings her aside, and they're alone, you know, and they're talking, and they're trying to, like, figure out what's going on, because Nancy's just tired of the tension. She just wants to get it over with, you know. She's doing the adult thing, you know, which is actually kind of refreshing. But all of a sudden, fucking Rocky just starts crying, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. She said she was crying all day. I'm like, no, you weren't. You're kind of playing this bitch. But moving on. But she's mostly upset because that Valentina and Alicia are putting bugs in Nancy's ear, making her go after her over shit that didn't even happen, though it did happen. But then Paula comes up, and she's just like, I want to make sure, like, y'all aren't gonna, like, fight or anything. Though I'm thinking that's what it was. And then Nancy just turns to her, and she's like, who's fucking with me? Who's lying to me? Da, da, da. And just Paula's being honest. She's like, honestly, I don't know. And it's just kind of left at that. And then Nancy just states how she's feeling. Rocky states how she's feeling. And then they hug it out. But that's pretty much the end of that for now. But in the back of Nancy's head, she's still feeling confused about it because supposedly Valentina says she's not lying, that it's the other person lying. Rocky says that she's not lying, and it's Valentina and Alicia lying. So she's like juggling the two options. I mean, she still wants to be friends with both sides, but at the same time, she doesn't know which one's actually talking shit. So I don't blame her for being confused. I would be pissed off too, but I would just take a step back, enjoy both sides, you know, a little bit, and see what happens. The next morning, Steph is talking to Nancy, and she's just trying to, like, let her know, like, I didn't mean for things to get confused, you know, I was just trying to have fun, I thought you were having fun, you know, I didn't want things to get this serious. And then Nancy's, like, understanding it a little bit, and they just, like, it just turns into a whatever thing, you know, they finally just both get over it. They're both still friends, they're probably still gonna mess with each other a little bit, but as long as Nancy's not gonna get all fucking Fatal Attraction on Steph, you know, that's all that matters to her. But the whole day, everybody looks cool, you know, nobody's really arguing until the camera gets to Alicia. Alicia still looks like she's fucking pissed, and she wants, obviously, to beat the shit out of Rocky. But you know what? She's not gonna do it, obviously. Not anytime soon, I don't think. Later that night, Shamrock, they're outside, and Shannon's telling her that, like, Rocky's telling Shannon that how she's tired of all this shit, and there's clips of her getting her ass beat, jumped, and all this stuff, and she's just sick of it. I wouldn't blame her. I'd be fucking sick of it. And then she's like, I just want revenge, you know? But we won't know what happens until next week, or at least I'm hoping it's next week. Hopefully they don't do this whole 2-week or wait another week bullshit. I hate when they do that. But until then, I will see y'all later. Bye.